Netflix and Sony insiders confirm K-Pop Demon Hunters 2 will only happen if this major problem is solved. K-Pop Demon Hunters 2 is possible if Netflix and Sony can work out one issue. Insiders suggest K-Pop Demon Hunters 2 is moving forward, but Netflix and Sony need to work out one major problem before that can happen. The animated movie about an all-girl K-pop group whose music helps to prevent a demon invasion has become the film of the summer and was recently crowned Netflix's most-watched film of all time. A sequel to K-Pop Demon Hunters seems inevitable, but it will all depend on a contractual issue between the film's two major backers. A new article from The Hollywood Reporter reveals preliminary conversations regarding a K-Pop Demon Hunters sequel are taking place, with original directors Maggie and Chris Appelhans likely to be integral to its future. However, a sequel relies on a continued partnership between Netflix and Sony Pictures. The two studios partnered on the release of the animated musical, with the film originally commissioned by Sony Pictures Animation. A new landmark deal between Sony and Netflix in 2021 allowed the studios to partner on the co-development of specific projects, which would then stream on Netflix. This was the case with K-Pop Demon Hunters, which went straight to streaming on Netflix, rather than receiving a traditional theatrical release, which meant it sacrificed any potential box office revenue. However, the recent release of sold-out sing-along versions of K-Pop Demon Hunters in cinemas has suggested that Sony may have been better off releasing this one itself and reaping the box office rewards. Nevertheless, THR reports that a K-Pop Demon Hunters sequel cannot happen without Sony and Netflix, and neither studio can move the IP forward without agreement from the other. The outlet reports that a deal is not yet on the table for K-Pop Demon Hunters 2 because the major priority is to sort out the Netflix-Sony pact. K-Pop Demon Hunters was released on Netflix on August 23 and quickly shot to success, breaking records on the Netflix most-watched charts and climbing the Billboard Top 100 with its soundtrack of catchy tunes. The movie stars the voice talents of Arden Cho, Mei Hong, Ji Young-yu, Ken Jeong, and Daniel Dae Kim. Can Sony and Netflix work through their demons? The unprecedented success of K-Pop Demon Hunters suggests that Netflix and Sony Pictures will iron out their deal for the sake of their hit franchise. The audience's investment is clear, and the directors have already hinted at their ideas for K-Pop Demon Hunters 2, so all that's needed now is the green light from Sony and Netflix. In some instances of the Sony/Netflix partnership, Sony's films, like Spider-Verse, have been released in cinemas for a theatrical window, before streaming exclusively on Netflix after an agreed-upon amount of time. However, Netflix's investment in the development of K-Pop Demon Hunters somewhat complicates that process as the studios now share the rights. Potentially, the studios can enter into a partnership that allows the K-Pop Demon Hunters sequel to be released theatrically and streamed simultaneously on Netflix, which would allow both stakeholders to profit from the movie's debut. Whatever the case, the appetite for K-Pop Demon Hunters is high, so the sooner the studios can close a deal, the sooner the franchise's success can continue.